Kat, and this is Do All the Crafts. Today I will be reviewing World of Geekcraft. Step-by-step instructions for 25 super cool craft projects. And there are a lot of different craft projects in here. You got knitting, crochet, there's cross-stitch patterns, you got a little bit of woodworking even, a lot of sewing projects. Basically, you could probably find something you like to do in here. So let's go ahead and take a little bit closer look at this book. As you can see, the cover features several of the projects that are featured in this book. And it's divided up into level of ability or ease of project. So you can see, not a Jedi yet. So these are the easier projects. Got such things as making little magnets, tote bag, a Cylon hoodie, which is just adding things to an existing hoodie. Don't worry, you're not trying to make the whole thing. Then we have the one-up intermediate projects. One of these is the one I did, which is the Choose Your Own Geekery coffee sleeves, which are very customizable, and you can make them to look like whatever you want, really. The Firefly one here is really cute. And you can see whenever in the projects they give you a list of everything you will need. This is a knitting project, so it gives you the gauge, what needle sizes you'll need, and a little bit of stitch key, so you know the terms that they're using in your instructions here. Then it also lists how to make the different variations that they have featured in their photographs. And there's a lot of little bits from contributors to this book, which I thought was interesting, their own little thoughts and things about nerdy stuff. Then we have the advanced projects, which are things that are probably going to require a little more time and maybe a little more skill. The one project I did out of here was the vintage sci-fi book cozy, which involves some sewing, and you can do embroidery or you can do an iron-on. There's a lot of different options. There's a lot of different ways you can customize this. In the back of the book, they'll have all your templates for a lot of the projects in here. Now, you will need access to a copier where you can enlarge things, because a lot of them need to be enlarged a certain amount. The book one here says it needs to be enlarged by 10%. Unfortunately, my copier doesn't allow for that. The way I got around this was it actually gives the dimensions of the fabric in the instructions for this, and then I just sort of remeasured and figured out how to make the different lines, and it worked out pretty well because our copier is not fancy enough to do that, and I didn't really want to have to go somewhere and get it specialty copied. But since this is a square, it's a little bit easier to do something like that. The other ones would probably be more difficult. So now let's take a look at the projects I made from this book. So my first project here is a cozy little coffee sleeve. You can see that I customized it to look sort of like Hello Kitty-esque. I knitted some extra little ears and attached those. Then I cut out the bow out of felt and just put a little Sharpie marker on the edge to give like the cartoonish look to it. You can see this fits snugly on a medium-sized Starbucks cup. They do have instructions for making it bigger if you need it for the larger size cup. It covers most of the cup, so it's going to give you good insulation and really protect you from the heat of the beverage. It's a fairly simple thing. As long as you know how to do regular knits and purls, you'll make this up in no time at all. It's really quick knit. The ears I just cast on about 8 stitches and stitched it in stockinette stitch, decreasing on either side every other row to give me the ear look. It's maybe not as rounded as I wanted, but it was just kind of me experimenting with the look and trying to get a general theme, so it kind of has that Hello Kitty-esque look to it. So my second project was the book cozy. As you can see, I picked a very vibrant and fun colored fabric that I had. You could really make this out of any sort of good cotton fabric, works really well. It's really simple. It's just a lot of straight stitches. You're really going to want a sewing machine for this though. It would take you quite a long time if you were stitching it by hand. The one thing you will have to stitch by hand is attaching this ribbon at the end. They give really good instructions on how to do all the parts of it. This is something I cross-stitched and attached to the front. You really can customize this in any way you want, any type of fabric. You can add embellishments. It's really fun, and you can make it very personal and just have a lot of fun with it. All right, so now that you've seen what I made with this book, let's do a little wrap up and I'll give you my general opinion of it. Okay, now that we've gotten a little closer look at the book and some of the projects I made from it, I would have to say that there's a lot of fun things to do in this book. There's a wide variety of different crafts. There's a good variety of different skill levels. So there's a lot of fun things. It covers a lot of different, I guess, fandoms. Even some older stuff. There's a cross-stitch pattern for the Oregon Trail, if you remember that way back when. So overall, I'd say there's a lot of fun things in here. There's a lot to do. Maybe you can try out a few new things in it. But with 25 different projects, I think you should be at least be able to find a few things that you'll have fun doing. And you can customize them too, like you saw what I did with the book cozy and the coffee cup holder. You can really make them your own, and that really is one of the most fun things about crafting. You can make it to be what you want it to be, to make it personalized to you. So go out there and have fun.